Hello, guys, make sure to like and subscribe for more crazy videos. More sounds assaulted his ears as he focused his hearing. It was amazing. He can hear very far judging from the distance of the speakers. He knew that he didn't have this ability before, and now, after his fever-induced sleep, he seemed to have developed a keen hearing like those in the dog clan. He continued to walk towards Ichiraku while listening to the various sounds around him, but increased his step when he suddenly smelled the delicious aroma of ramen coming from his personal heaven on earth. He noticed that he could also smell better since Ichiraku ramen was still 3 blocks away. He was intrigued and decided to test everything later, but for now, his ramen awaits. Ichiraku Tuchi and his daughter Ayam was picking their jaws off the floor as they looked at Naruto devouring bowls after bowls of ramen as if it was the end of the world. He was currently at his 15th bowl and no signs of stopping. It was unbelievable. Their favorite customer usually stops at 10 or 15 bowls, but now he exceeded his usual limit and didn't show signs of stopping anytime soon. They were brought out of their shock when Naruto asked for another bowl, which they hurriedly complied to make sure that their number one customer stayed with them and not bring business anywhere else, though Naruto already told them before that nothing can ever beat their heavenly ramen concoctions, and have no plans of changing his preference anytime soon. After an hour, Naruto burped unabashedly and laid down his 23rd bowl of ramen down on the table and let out a hearty sigh. His previous tiredness seems to have disappeared after each bowl of ramen, and now he was feeling an overabundance of energy that would be perfect for his personal training later on. He didn't even complain that his Gamachan took quite a hit. He was just too hungry to think about his savings. That was great, Tuchiaji-san. Your ramen is the best, exclaimed Naruto after releasing another loud burp, which caused both the ramen chef and his daughter to laugh. Of course. What do you expect? I am the best ramen chef in the world. Tucci declared with fires burning in his eyes. You got it, old man. When I become Hokage, I will make ramen the national food of Konoha. Believe it, said Naruto with the same fire and determination in his eyes. Ayam just sighed as she watched his father and his surrogate brother declare their undying love towards ramen. She rolled her eyes at them and proceeded to clean up the mess. After a few more minutes of declaring his love for ramen, Naruto bid everyone goodbye and left, but not before Ayam gave him a brief hug and a kiss on the cheek, which caused the poor boy to blush red like a tomato, who sped out of the shop to avoid further embarrassment, with Ayam's tinkling laugh following him all the way. Damn his newfound hearing. Naruto reached his personal training group deep in the forest that surrounded Konoha. It wasn't as if Naruto wasn't allowed to use the training grounds that littered the village, he just wanted his training to be kept secret to avoid the ire of the Konoha public. Unlike popular beliefs, Naruto wasn't stupid. In fact, he learned early that acting is one of the best ways to avoid being beaten to a pulp or being ridiculed by his academy teachers. So after his first year in the academy, Naruto decided to hide his skills and intelligence under a mask of stupidity and boisterousness to pacify the public's belief. He even delved into the art of pranking just to add to the persona. People no longer hated him for the QB, despite him not knowing about his burden, they hated him for his rather embarrassing pranks. He was happy that it worked like a charm. Upon arriving at his favorite training ground, he decided to think about what happened to his body. Aside from the obvious physical improvements, it seems that his senses were improved as well. He already knew about the boost he got on his hearing, smell, and taste, the latter of which further improved his ramen addiction that allowed him to break his previous record, which he also noticed as well since he doesn't usually eat that much compared to what his classmate Chuji usually eats during lunchtime. Deciding it best to test out his body through training, he started out with a few laps around the training ground to check his physical limit. He noticed that his speed has improved, as well as his stamina. When he reached his usual 5-lap limit at top speed without getting winded, he increased his pace and proceeded to just run until he got tired. He moved through the trees like a blur, avoiding upturned roots, occasional rabbits and squirrels, even jumping from one branch to another just for the fun of it, all at top speed, which was 10 times as fast as he used to have. It took him a total of 3 hours before he got tired enough to stop, which was an amazing feat in itself. He dropped down on the grass and stared at the clouds while pondering the sudden improvement on his body. He already tested out his speed and stamina, so the only thing left is his strength. He spent a few more minutes to rest his tired muscles before standing up and moving to one of the bigger trees in the clearing. He relaxed himself with a few deep breaths before going into the standard Academy Taijutsu stance and took a deep breath before releasing a powerful fist towards the trunk. The results shocked him. His fist met the trunk and pulverized the first few inches of it. At the strength he released, he didn't even feel any pain on his knuckles, which was another shock to itself since his healing wasn't even that fast to begin with, and he usually suffered some mild ache after releasing a strong punch on a tree or training dummy. He continued to punch the tree in earnest, increasing his strength until he reached his limit. After 30 minutes of punching, the tree he was practicing on finally gave way and fell, releasing a loud crash that echoed throughout the clearing. Naruto was shocked at the power of his punches. He looked at his knuckles, comically, then at the tree, then back at his knuckles. He grinned. He need to tell Hokage Gigi about this. He ran back to the village at top speed, leaving a trail of dust and dry leaves in his wake. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the Sandaime Hokage, was mourning as he continued to fight the godforsaken paperwork that littered his desk. He's been working at it for hours now, and the pile didn't seem to lessen. In fact, it seems to have grown a few inches more. He cursed but refused to stop since he knew that the damn paper would multiply like rabbits if left alone. He sighed as he stamped another hateful document with relish. How he longed to have a distraction just so he could take a few minutes of rest. His prayers were answered when the door to his office was opened with a loud bang, revealing a widely grinning Naruto, his surrogate grandson. The grinning face brought a smile to his lips, despite how tired he was of his work. It was a miracle how someone of Naruto's reputation always brings a smile to his face, despite the hardships that the boy went through. He knew that he would either go suicidal or homicidal with all the punishment the boy went through. He frowned, however, when he noticed something different about the blonde. Naruto was taller, more muscular, and the lack of orange on his clothing brought alarm bells ringing inside his head. He chose to ignore it and wait for an explanation that he surmised would be the reason that the blonde visited him. With a smile still plastered on his face, he addressed the boy. "What brings you here, Naruto-kun?" the Hokage asked the smiling blonde. "Gigi. Something amazing happened to me," Naruto exclaimed with excitement. The Hokage quirked an eyebrow at the declaration. "This should be interesting." "Really? Well, grab a seat and tell me all about it." The Hokage gestured towards an empty seat in front of his desk, which the blonde happily took. "I had a fever a couple of days ago, and I woke up this morning and found my body changed," blurted blonde. "Really now, Naruto-kun? What do you mean changed? Please tell me everything and don't leave anything out," demanded the Hokage in a soft voice, trying to puzzle out the drastic change in his hyperactive surrogate grandson. Naruto scratched the back of his head while gathering his thoughts. "Well, I woke up this morning tired from getting a fever a few days back. I went to the bathroom to take a shower, and when I stood in front of the mirror, I saw that I became taller and got these cool muscles now. I feel so strong, I can hear even from far away, smell and taste better. It's all so cool," declared Naruto with childlike exuberance. Now the Hokage was worried. Such changes to the body can only have a few explanations. But in Naruto's case as the Kyuubi vessel, such changes could possibly mean that the beast was making the changes for the boy, which was never a good thing. It is also possible that there are other reasons as well, but this requires a thorough check by a medic mean. He decided to satisfy his curiosity and proceeded to do just that. "Well, Naruto-kun, if you're not busy, maybe we can go to the hospital and have your body checked to make sure that everything is alright. After all, suffering from a fever for days and having your body changed might cause some problems later on." Seeing Naruto nod, he pressed a button on his desk and informed the secretary that he will be taking the rest of the day off due to an important, impromptu appointment before proceeding to grab the boy on the shoulder and shunch Annette out of the office to the front of the hospital. He let go of the boy and gestured for him to follow. "That's it for today, guys, bye."